Hello, it's Sharon. Today is a very special day. It's May 24th, which means I am celebrating my 3-year travel anniversary. Yay! I can't believe it's already been 3 years. My first country that I went to was Spain. I booked a one-way flight from. Did I fly from Newark? I can't even remember. I think I did. Flew from Newark, New Jersey, with a layover in Barcelona down to Granada, where I did a 3-week volunteer program at a. It was a homestay. No, not a homestay. It was like a guest house, and I was there for 3 weeks. And I remember those 3 weeks feeling so long and being like, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing?" And the guest house was run by like a shaman, and I remember thinking like, "What am I doing? I shouldn't be here." Uh Anyways, I thought this would be a good time to share a little bit about my journey, talk about how I got here. For context, well, maybe I'll show you outside the window. Those are mountains, as you can see. I'm saying hello from Kaikoura, New Zealand. I'm also in my final week of my 20s. And so this is just, a really great celebratory week, celebratory month, honestly, for me. Life wasn't always this way. Before I started traveling solo, I used to work in marketing. I worked in Manhattan for a very now well-known startup company. I did marketing and organic social media for Sol de Janeiro. I was there for 4 years. It was my first job out of college. The opportunity to apply landed in my lap from a neighbor of mine. And then from there, I got to learn so many things and experience so many different types of management styles and leadership styles, and really hone in on certain skills like on a fast track level, especially when it came to public speaking and content creation, negotiating, all of the things that I really thought were crucial to becoming a boss woman, And not that I was a boss in terms of managerial, like corporate ladder type things, but I'm talking about just like the skills that it takes to become a successful woman in corporate. And I really subscribed to that for a long time. COVID hit and the game changed a little bit. Not only did I switch teams within the company, I was also in a role that was so much more demanding than I expected. And I remember in the 2 years that I did the organic social media part, right, when I was running the Instagram and our TikTok, when COVID started, that's when TikTok happened. People would tell me like, that's the dream job, to be doing social media for a beauty company, and not just any beauty company, but a fun one, and one that is doing well and is getting a lot of publicity and people know about, and people go specifically to Sephora to buy the products. And it was cool, but also at the same time it was challenging. It was a lot of work, a lot of hard work. And it got to a point where, and I think also with COVID and just like being at home and working from home, and everyone kind of knowing that like you're not going anywhere, working overtime for too long, it burned me out, quite honestly. And one of the things that really changed my life about being at this company was that the CEO, towards maybe like the second or third month of COVID, I think she sent this out in June, she sent everybody in the company a copy of The Artist's Way. And she spoke very highly of it, and I thought that was just so generous. I already am someone who loves writing and journaling, and so this was totally down my alley. As soon as I received it, I started the program, it's a 12-week program where you write stream of consciousness, 3 pages minimum, and it would take about 45 minutes to an hour, and I would do that before work. That took up what was my commute time. And My CEO doesn't know this, but she, in doing that, right, and in really thinking of the broader picture for her employees and for me, in doing this writing program through the Artist's Way, I was able to discover that it was time to go. I had to start listening to what my intuition was telling me, which was to travel. And it's so funny because it took me months actually to really quit that job. And it took me, I think, over a year, or just about either a year or a year and a half, for me to actually get up and go travel. I would read back some of my Artist Way pages, and it's shocking that I just say so blatantly, like, oh, I just want to quit my job and travel the world. And I needed the momentum, and I needed to take certain steps before that. But yeah, Gila, if you're watching this, that changed my life, and here we are now. Fast forward to today, I have traveled to, I want to say 25 countries. I've dabbled in 14 different languages. Not on a fluent level by any means, but just like, learning street Arabic from my friends while I was living in Morocco for 5 months, or really honing in my French and learning new expressions that weren't necessarily taught in classrooms. And, oh, the world of music. Now my favorite rapper is a French rapper, Orelsan. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, just like listen to Arabic music and Cambodian rap, like Khmer rap, and just being exposed to so many different cultures and languages and styles of hospitality and the kindness of people's hearts, despite language barriers, has been truly one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. And I don't want it to end, frankly. So I'm just taking it all in. On my 3-year travel anniversary, it's a sunny, gorgeous day. I went out, got a coffee. I'm currently looking out at the beautiful mountains in front of me. I went and saw the ocean. I'm living in a cute little coastal town that is really well known for their dolphins and whales. So later this week, I will go whale watching. What else do I want to say? The objective of this channel, in addition to discovering truths, right? And I think a part of the reason why I love traveling so much is, in a way, it's personal journalism. It's a way for me to observe how people live and how they treat me as a foreigner in their country, and how I observe them interacting with each other, how I observe language, food. Just, I don't know. It's just, life is so much more different, It's so different outside of America, when that's all I knew for the most part. And when I would travel, it would be to vacation, but not really to travel, which I think there is a distinct difference. I have so many clips on the cloud that I haven't gotten around to editing. I think I'm going to tackle it little by little, and so I will just upload pretty much haphazardly with no chronological order. I don't think chronology really matters. I think it would be cool just to show you what I'd been up to, how I've been living in the last 3 years traveling. I would also love to empower anyone who feels the same, who feels called to be doing something more or different or greater with their lives, with their 20s, 30s, beyond. And just to show you that it's perfectly safe, and I feel so much more at ease doing this than I imagined going into it, especially when I was listening to the voices of others, right? Especially family and friends, them being concerned for my well-being and my safety, especially as a female solo traveler. But at the end of the day, what's on the other side of fear is pretty incomparable. I don't think I can substitute that with anything else. with the clips that I have, I hope to show you the truth of what it really is and what humanity is about, who I became also through this journey. And I also think it's my time to finally start sharing. The channel name is My Fair Share, which at first I was like, is this cringe? But you know, this is my fair share of life. Not many people call me Cher, but enough people do. Enough people that I care about do. So I thought, yeah, why not? So that's where the name comes from, if you're curious. I can also talk about, maybe this is a later video, but I could talk about how I sustained my travels in just financially. Yes, I did have a bit of savings. However, before I started traveling, because my burnout was so bad, I actually ended up relinquishing all of my savings into hospital bills. That is a separate story time video. And then I had to save back up after quitting my job, and in that like little in-between year and a half before I really started traveling. And I did that by teaching English online, which I still do, by the way. It's a really great sustainable way to just make a bit of income while traveling. There are ways to hack the system, and I really think I found a way for myself. And I don't know how much things are going to change in the future, right? Like it's May of 2025 now, so surely a lot can change. But just for whoever's watching this now, I just want you to know that it's possible, and I did it, and you are more than capable of doing it. So here's my journey. I will share with you in bits and pieces. Maybe I'll start with just like something I have filmed from a couple of days ago here in New Zealand. And then I'll sprinkle in some retro vlogs from 2022. Yeah, we'll see. So stick around if you want to see some clips from other countries, if you even just want to see landscapes and food and just how people lived. I feel like stepping out of my comfort zone in this kind of way, which is quite bold, has unlocked many doors for me and has really solidified my confidence and who I am as a person, and my happiness and my overall well-being, health, joy, that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please leave them in the comments. And if you'd like to see what I've been up to and what I will be up to, stick around. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.